That time I nailed it. Man, I mean, they hard smashed him.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other way you can describe that other than just absolutely murdered XL. And it's just been downhill, 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 honestly, for a storied roster who are now debuted in the LEC. And we're like, wow, big hopes for this academy team. We look great. They even brought down these LEC players, and then they just...
I mean, you got to look at Monk. You gotta look at Monk if you're XL going into this game, because you got to put him on something less comfortable, less something he can kind of shine and perform on. Because Tristana was so good for him.
I don't even think it's just the fact of that. It's the fact that they left the Morgana open. So they picked the Thresh and went, oh, they could go Morgana. And they went, you know what? So what? And
we'll deal with it.
So what? They didn't deal with it, and it just completely backfired. I think it was disrespectful. And I think if they get into that situation again, which they may not get another situation where they get the Thresh and they can ban the Morgana, but if they do and they leave it open, then I'm really going to be questioning what is going through their minds, because this has been where MNM have carried from their bot lane consistently. It felt like XL went in thinking, oh, we can 2v2 them no matter what. But they sacrificed so much of their composition, because the Vlad and the Kennen was never going to win. The Lissandra and the Cassiopeia was never going to win. And you were so reliant on your bot lane winning 2v2. And when it didn't happen, you know, the game went boom.
To be fair, though, it was one of those points we did raise during the regular split as well about MNM. If he did pressure the bot lane, if he did get that bot lane behind, MNM didn't look as strong. So in my head, what they were trying to do was funnel everything into making sure that Inax got fed versus Monk, put him down so he couldn't hard carry, but unfortunately it backfired. You had Nolty intervening in the lane, setting Monk up for that triple kill. Fantastic kind of rotation for him, just calling out XL and reading their rotations nice and early.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is we can criticize the draft all we want, but at the end of the day, it was just better played by MNM.
It was good execution. Yeah, it was key. And MNM are, at the moment, they are, I think, the best team in the UK for actually executing these early game advantages. Now, it can be a little hard to see because we haven't seen Fnatic Rising yet, and we won't see them until the grand final. From their performance at EU Masters, you can argue that Fnatic are probably another team who do very well around these early game advantages. You can get off the plates off the snowball, but in Forge of Champions so far, MNM are the team who have done best. Now, into champ selected. On the blue side, we have XL, and on that red side, we have MNM Gaming. So, what is going to be banned away?
The Hecarim, which I think makes a lot of sense, because it did a lot of work for MNM in that game one. Quickly taken away from Nolty. And remember, it was a first pick. The flexibility was a big aspect of it. So, a Rise taken away once again from Exile. Seeing similar start from them.
Well, I thought you had more to say there. The way you were talking, you had more to say. So Blanc gets taken away from Chibs. Don't want to give him a playmaker.
Irelia is still available. The Akali, those are things we saw banned last time. So, be interesting, because the first two bans from XL coming out are different than last game. It feels like they have a different idea for blue side, but they've also adapted slightly with the Hecarim.
I do feel, though, if the Akali comes up, Sendo and XL can both play the Jace, which does very well into the Akali.
Yep.
So maybe that's something we might see kind of a little bit lower on the priority from some of these teams. As the Kindred, another champion we're seeing quite regularly during this stage of the tournament since we hit 9.9, getting taken away, denying that to them as the Cogmore from Monk. Not going to give him that. Don't want to give him that hyper carry.
Yep, and MNM banned, I believe, no, it was XL banned the Akali. I believe they banned the Irelia here in the last game. So Irelia and Akali still open, still available for either of these teams. MNM can only ban one if they want to. Could potentially leave it open.
But they could ban away the Irelia or the Akali and then just take what's left open for XL here and see what MNM have ready for that. As MNM actually take the Nautilus, they say, okay, if you're going to get one of them, we're going to get the other.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, in my opinion, the stronger pick is the Irelia, and XL seem to agree. They lock that in very fast. And now MNM, they have the Akali available if they want to play it. They also have first pick on everything else off the table. Like Tristana is still very much available, which had a lot of success last game. Will they take it?
Well, they're thinking about taking this Akali. There's still a few other options available to them. They could go for a jungler in this pick phase, get themselves what's left over, what's powerful, as they do take that Akali away. So, bit of a flex pick for both of these players here. And yep. Monk, you know, he had such a great game on that Tristana in game one, so he's going to get his hands on that once again.
Yeah, and the question's going to be what to XL pick up. Jungler for Tax would make a lot of sense. He's confident in Sejuani. And then for, I mean, you expect to see the Thresh again for Mystique, so he's always confident on pick, even after a bit of a rough last game. Although Braum would be pretty solid to go together with the Sejuani, and that is what will come out.
I like that pick. It's good for them here. And I mean, there's, since the changes to Cinderhulk and also since the changes of the Scuttle Crab spawning, these tank junglers have become more and more meta.
I think as well, one thing is that one of the reasons you always pick Sejuani Well, I mean, this is so much synergy from XL on that side, sorry, is that Aurelia goes really well with Sejuani because you can really easily stack up that passive when you dash in. And then the Braum really synergizes well with the Sejuani because they both have stun passives. Goes over the side of MNM and not only going to pick up that Olaf. So, you know, that CC, he doesn't care about it.
I'm big on the summoner spells here for MNM. They're all running Cleanse and Ghost.
Yep.
They're all playing Hecarim, who's very scared of CC.
I think I might know why. I think they're like, we don't want anyone to see what summoner spells are going until the last moment. It makes actually a lot of sense because we saw the summoner spells get changed around in the last game. Like at first it was TP Ignite in the top lane and then it switched to Ghost on the jungler. So it actually makes sense if they want to hide what summoners are going to the last moment.
Yeah, I mean, we are on a delay.
Only a minute though.
3 minutes.
Is it 3 minutes?
We are 3 minutes ahead of you guys at home.
Okay.
So,
fair.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Well, MNM, they can take away the Vayne, they can take away
Maybe
the
they're just
Sivir.
trying to mess with us so we can't guess.
That's it. They're actually doing this just to catch us off guard.
Yeah, Sivir and Vayne makes a lot of sense being taken off the table. Both of them could do decent later on. Morgana taken off. I'm happy to see that ban. I don't think it's as vital up in this matchup against the Braum, but a good denial regardless. And now the Jace taken away, which is, interestingly, you said it was good matchup with the Akali, but MNM have the Akali, but it's clear that XL don't want Mumus to have his hands on something that can do pretty solid into Aurelia. Now, it comes to what you pick here. I feel like you want to go for your support pick and leave your mid laner or top laner until last.
Yep.
As to what? We've seen Shogun more willing than most to play more Enchanter support, so you could play something to facilitate in that way.
Soraka's open.
Soraka's a potential, Rakan's a potential, but actually going towards that Thresh.
That is a statement into Mystique. She's saying, right, come at me, bro. Let's see what you can do.
And Kai'Sa was a pick we saw ban lane last time. I would not be surprised to see this picked up here, especially synergizes well with the Braum because of that passive being able to stack up on both of them. And now it comes to what are XL going to round out that composition with?
I mean, that's a deep dive comp here by XL, if ever I've seen one. They've got so many people that can just launch into your backline and catch you off. And now they need something to kind of like back up that engage, because you have the Sejuani ult, which you can throw out. The Braum can obviously jump in behind, but you need that key starter, and that's what they're thinking about picking up here. So take away the Kennen, so they've got a lot of engage, a lot of CC available to XL, and
yeah,
I worry about the team fighting here for MNM, because what are they
I like also how much better the laning matchups are for XL. I like that they have the Kennen blind where there's not too many great options into him. One of them would be the Aurelia, but that's already been taken by XL. They have the Aurelia Sejuani mid, which is a great combo. Kai'Sa Braum really solid. And now it goes over to MNM to run out the composition. They will take the Aatrox, it looks like. But, I mean, I feel like XL have come out a lot stronger in this draft phase, and they've gotten what they want.
I feel like you send the Aatrox mid to go versus XL. You don't want to play Aatrox into the Kennen. I mean, would you rather play the Akali into the Kennen, actually? That's also... What do you say?
I think, personally, I think you're right with the Aatrox going mid being the better matchup, but I feel like I prefer Chibs on the Akali and Mumus on the Aatrox. So...
No, at the moment he's playing Tristana.
Unless you switch out. Unless you switch where the players are going, but it feels like they probably won't. I think Akali can do fine into Aurelia, because as long as you don't get hit by the stun, she's not going to have that much all-in threat, but this is still a very powerful pick, and the thing that I'm concerned about is if that Sejuani comes to gank, it's so easy to stack up that passive.
And if we do look at the summoner spells being picked up here in this final bit, as MNM takes away that Monk takes away the TP. Shogun's running the Ignite this time, so he's not going for the heal like they ran last time. Going for full aggression on this Thresh. Makes sense, but does mean they are missing that heal in the bot lane where we did see Inax take it, so they do have combat summoners in the bot lane for XL. Yeah,
so I think that is going to... This shows that there's more willingness to take these 2v2 fights. I think that is going to be how you have to play this game, because you pick that Braum Kai'Sa, you want to lock down someone like the Thresh, get the passive stacked up. It's very easy to pick up kills in that way, and I think... I don't know, we said that in game one, XL looked a bit lost, but their draft really seems a lot more refined, and there's a much clearer identity in this game. It's not just we need bot lane to win. I feel like they have options across the map, and I think they're going into a better position. That being said, I don't think MNM are out by any means. We saw them have a great game one, coming off that momentum. If they find tempo on any of these champions, if they get the Akali ahead, she can run away with the game. If they get the Tristana ahead, I don't know if you saw last game.
We saw what happened last game. You don't want that.
Yeah, and the Aatrox as well can be a massive threat. It's going to be a bit hard laning into Kennen, but I think by all means, both teams have a pretty good fighting chance. Just XL coming out of the draft, I got a favor.
Alrighty, well, That's your breakdown on it. Obviously, XL, it's fairly obvious what they can do, what they're capable of doing. You know, the lane matchups are better, like you said. They've got incredible team fight. They've got incredible CC. They can just layer one after the other. With that Kai'Sa, they have a lot of stacked damage. The Aurelia as well to back it up. Lots of ways just to jump onto people like Monk and blow them up in this game.
That's the thing. If someone jumps forward, which is what, you know, Aatrox wants to go forward, Olaf wants to go forward, the Akali wants to go forward, you can instantly just throw everything at them. You can just focus at one single target, throw all your CC, throw all your damage, and they will go down so fast, and they won't be able to do anything in the meantime.
I mean, like we always, when we talk about team fighting comps and way teams are played, front to back is typically one of like the most well-known, the most kind of like obvious way to play a team fight, where you have your tanks at the front line and you slowly work backwards. XL, they've just got a bundle comp. They just throw everything and everybody launches in forward, and they just... It's kind of like you just throw a grenade into the room and just scatter everything and just look to try and tidy everything up one by one.
Yeah, well, it's very much a single target. You pick a target, you kill a target. You pick a target, you kill a target. It's very much like that. And the thing is, with Braum, Sejuani, it's so easy to do because everyone's going to basically be stuck in their passive, being able to just provide the extra CC, and there's just so much lockdown. I feel like it's going to be difficult to find windows to team fight. MNM, they need to get advantages in the solo lanes to try and split from that, or... I mean, that's not going to be easy, but if they don't manage to do that, I think they need to find backline access. Because if you come at XL from one direction, you lose.
I mean, you've got to keep in mind that a lot of comfort's been picked up for MNM. You've got Chips on this Akali. He looks so good on this as XL are grouping up in this mid lane. Maybe looking to shut Chips down. Nice and early, but it's going to be quite hard. So you also got to keep in mind the level 1 from XL is actually really horrible.
Shogun need to be careful. He's
caught.
dead. He's dead.
He has to flash. Concussive blows are going to wear off as the slow comes down, and he's forced to use that flash early, as XL actually also will take a pretty unfortunate trade here.
If this was my solo queue game, all of XL would have flashed and killed Shogun. Unfortunately, it wasn't. They understand that getting the flash is an advantage enough in itself, so they take that without wasting more summoners. Now, MNM actually looking to go for something in return.
They've got that ward down. You've got to keep in mind, Olaf has an incredible early game.
Yeah.
I mean, he hard smashes Sejuani early.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Especially with that concrete, you trade pretty heavily. And once you stack it up, the thing is, once you stack it up, you're low HP. Once you're low HP, you have more attack speed. It's just, it works so well.
You get the sustain. You get sustain just from your kit anyway. Actually, it's really rough early, so expect to see some early aggression come out, as you can see. Nolty just clearing away this wolf camp.
Yeah, so actually going for a bit of...
Mumus gave away the play, though. He did walk over the ward.
Yeah, I think he had to get back to lane. I think they understand that's happened. It's going to be interesting to see whether Taxa heads towards Nolty's blue side. But the thing is, this is actually... I'm not going to say unfavorable, but remember, you don't get level 3 from clearing out the full blue side as a jungler. So if he kills this blue buff, then he kills the Gromp, he's still not going to be level 3. Which means that Tax is going to be able to make more things happen sooner. It looks like they are just going to trade jungle sides. But, I mean, I guess that means you can divert more attention towards his Kennen lane, but I feel like bot was the big talking point last game.
Sendo's going in for the Kleptomancy this time, early. Shogun now got level 2. They've got that advantage. The Hook's not going to find its mark.
Because remember, no flash on Shogun, so it's very vulnerable on this Thresh, and that's one of the things, if you go in on the Hook, you are not getting that again. You either get a kill or you die.
Now, Nolty was actually spotted out on a ward as he made his way over the just past that tri-brush, so does mean that Tax is well aware of what's happening on that point of the map, as Exile's taking a pretty unfortunate trade versus the Akali. He's going to come out for the worst
doing solid there.
You actually saw Shogun head up to try and zone off on the Gromp. Try and force that kind of Nolty extra additional farm, give him a camp to get, but he's not going to be able to find that mark. And now Nolty, with the red buff, with the blue buff, making to see if he can make a play happen in this top lane. Sendo's ward has now timed out.
Might look for another ward soon, but it's not actually available. I think they wait for the next wave to come in. That's when Sendo will step up. That's when you go for the play. A lot of time spent already here. But if it pays off, it could be huge. Snowball and Mumus. Sendo playing very safe, though.
He's not giving away the play either. Sendo smells something's awry, though. Crab's just going to go get picked up.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to understand that when your team split the map, when Nalty takes all the top lane camps and Taxa takes all the bot lane camps. You have to play safe when you're on the weak side. You can see Shogun, Monk have played very reserved this game, and in return, Sendo has as well, but Gank will come in, but I don't know how much he's going to be able to find here.
You get a lot of damage onto Sendo, actually. He's running him low with the Conqueror, picks up the axe, and first blood to Nalty.
I mean, I said I didn't think they'd be able to find anything, but Sendo just decides not to flash until he's dead, and yeah.
That's a big advantage now. Taxa's coming in. Shogun flashless, remember, throws out the hook. Inax jumps in, tries to get the kill onto Monk. The exhaust down, the ignite's there. Monk finds the kill, and Shogun gets out alive. He will fall here.
TP coming in.
Teleport's coming in. Shogun's still alive. Mystiques jumps away. Monk's coming in. They're getting another kill. What the hell is happening? XL, this game is falling apart. Monk finds a triple kill once again as Mumma secures the kill. Holy cow, MNM!
And it just felt like XL, like, we can do this. It's so easy. Shogun has no flash. We'll see how that one starts out. So again, Shogun no flash. But he buys so much time here. Aftershock gets procced. He sees his more Monk. He is focused purely on Inax. He puts all that damage into him. Exhaust comes very late. And then the jump reset means you have now lost all your damage for XL. It was Inax you relying on to find the kills. And then Shogun gets out of the tower now. After TP comes in, they know their fate is doomed. And then bait them in for so long, and they get so many kills here. And this is after winning on the top side of the map. They are just running away with this game.
MNM are just absolutely smurfing versus XL right now. There's
just so much confidence. You have to be so confident to go, because they knew that Tax was there. They saw him on a ward, and they went, yeah, we can take this. We can do this. And they did.
I mean, Chips has... right now, the Dragon was taken as well, so MNM actually have Infernal Drake at the moment, as looking for that stun onto Chips, do connect it. He flips back with a Shuriken flip, gets locked in, and XR flashes forward. Blade surges for the kill as Taxa secures.
Finally, some saving grace for XL. They managed to get this play in the mid lane. Shut down Chibs. Doesn't use any summoners though, so can't complain too much about that situation. But you see Kleptomancy coming out from Sendo, so I feel like this will likely be an AP cannon, because they tend to build 2 long swords into a gunblade is the build at the moment. Monk, big item disparity. We do see Wit's End being built by XL. That's a really nice item going into the Akali.
We did see this a little bit previously on Akali's. No, sorry, Aurelia's. They were building it. Especially when, at the time, one of the major counters to Akali, when she first came out, was that Lissandra with the Aftershock. So... Sorry, I'm completely talking about something else here, but Mummas looking for the play, used that World Ender already, gets locked down, doesn't have the revive yet because he needs the takedown as Mummas able to make his way out. You can see Nalty chases forward, gets himself the kill. Mummas gets taken out by Taxa with the Winter's Wrath, and now the smite is on Nalty. Forced to run away, gets knocked up by the Arctic Assault. Winter's Wrath for the double kill, and Taxa popping off.
Crucially, Mummas forgot that once the ult expires, you will not get that revive. Waited too long and just got caught out by Taxa. Good play from him to find those 2. The different oopsie daisy coming out from MNM's top lane. And Monk and Shogun are putting so much pressure in here.
This is filthy. Monk does have a CS deficit, but it doesn't really matter as XR throws out the Vanguard's edge. Chiv's just going to go golden for the moment. Doesn't have his ultimate backup, but he has the execution there. The shield's onto XR for the moment. Perfect execution. Ignite. XR finds the kill. 1v1.
Just an overstep from Chibs. Felt like he'd go for the 1v1, but didn't respect the fact that that Negatron cloak has so much MR on it. And it just meant that his ult did not do as much as he was hoping for it to do.
I was wondering where XL had the shield from. He has barrier in this matchup. I did not notice that.
Yeah, it helps with the 1v1s by all means. Because it gives you more time to sort of wait for cooldowns. Because Chibs, obviously, he waited out that barrier, didn't want to use the ult on it. Just a really solid play. I mean, that's one of the big things with this matchup, is you want to bait Chibs in to use this second ult charge. And you ideally want him to use it on your barrier. There, he didn't, but by the time he used it, XL was under turret, and the extra tower hit just turned everything around. I feel like Chibs could have backed off that play sooner, and he would have come out ahead. But just, he saw the blood, he saw the kill.
I mean, I respect it. It didn't work. He's 0-2 now. It's in the best state, but if he'd found that kill...
It is a warband play.
Yeah, exactly, right? This is what MNM do, is... This bot lane is spiraling out of control for XL for the moment. Monk pulling back that CS deficit. He's got those 2 kills. He's got the BF sword and that dagger with the attack speed boost, so in a very comfortable position at the moment. The flash is forced out by Sendo. Mumus had to use the World Ender, but unable to find that kill. Now Taxa looking for the kill. World Ender's timed out.
Oh, I think he's dead.
Taxa
good flash.
flashes forward into Mumus, can pick him up with a kill, and down goes Mumus as Taxa on a rampage, 4-1 on the Sejuani.
Yeah, and just Mumus goes over aggressive, and crucially, Nolty was on the bot side. Look for that play, but actually, MNM recall in here. Instead of trying to pressure down that tower, which I feel like XL would have just given them that tower if they'd pushed for it.
I mean, Mumus is not got teleport. This tower might just go down.
Yeah,
14 minutes
anyway.
for XL here. This time the gold lead in their favor. The stats may just prove too much for the moment as the minions are dying out. They will be able to pick this tower up. Taxa will tank that to make sure it gets secured, and now MNM switching members out. They might just be looking for the kill onto Sendo. Shut down onto Taxa is going to be the big one here as Monk finds the kill, gets the lantern forward, jumps into Taxa. He's looking for the shutdown as Shogun secures it. MNM find themselves the kills. Now Chips forcing some damage onto XL, flashes forward, can't quite get the kill. A great W back in Chips with the Shuriken flip, secures the kill.
He fell down twice in this lane, but the confidence is there, and he takes out XL using that flash to take him out. Really solid performance, and it shows that even when you're behind, he's still confident to look for these trades. Unfortunately, though, with Zen pick for XL means I feel like it's going to be a bit tricky to find that one again.
Well, you can see Monk's also trying to get these plates here in this lane as they're stepping forward, jumps away, almost gets the concussive blows on lanterns to safety, and Monk's able to walk away as the Rift Herald gets picked up by Nolty. In the meantime, the Cloud Drake is now spawned up onto the map, but all of the AD carries, all of the pressure has been switched towards the top lane for MNM.
Absolutely. Control completely in MNM's control. Control completely in MNM's side on the top side of the map right now. Nolty might be going to be able to...
He actually stole that away.
Early.
Use that Ragnarok nice and early.
Lantern's going to come in.
Chasing him, got the Lantern away. Did have to ult, but you managed to steal away the blue buff.
Hey, you'll take it. Doesn't mean you won't be able to do too much now, so you can see him heading towards his side of the jungle to farm. They are looking for Chibs here. Very hard to kill in the Carly, though, with that Shroud.
Yeah, he's able to make a way out. With the perfect execution with the Shuriken flip, it's just so slippery. Not going to be able to find that kill. As Nolty now running around with that Rift Herald. Have to see where he decides to use it. There's lots of plates in the mid and the top lane for them here. And I feel to me that if MNM want to continue to streak this gold lead in their favor, they need to try and get some more plates nice and early and look for that snowball once again onto Monk.
Yeah, absolutely. You do see Monk actually heading towards the boss side. They may look for an all-in on Sendo when he's not expecting it, but quickly Monk diverts, heading towards mid. They want to throw down the Rift Tower. They want to get as much damage as they can on this mid tower.
Okay, so actually looking like they're trying to get Chips as not in time. Taxa misses out on the ulti. That is so unfortunate, and they've now got Monk, so he will be able to pick up these plates, and MNM, they're going for more.
They will just get those 2 plates there. That's all they really wanted. 3 in total, actually, I think. But yeah, Mumus really struggling in this lane matchup, though. 2 levels down against Sendo.
Yeah, it's definitely looking harder for Mumus this game. He's on the receiving end of the cannon instead of playing it, but Nolty trying to pick up this Cloud Drake. He has got Smite. He's got the same level as Taxa.
Taxa does not even look. No vision control. Gives up this Cloud. Leave us another Cloud coming up next. Again, not the most impactful, but they already have that Infernal locked away. And remember, Cloud and Infernal are the ones which give combat stats. They will make your fighting better. And I like to see this actually, that they put Mumus just to pick up farm where he can, and Chibs is answering the Kennen. So I think you actually have to be really careful against like Akali as a Kennen, because there's a lot of all-in potential.
Both got the Gunblade.
Yeah, the Gunblade now just picked up by Chibs.
And Sendo.
Sendo already had it.
Oh, okay. But Nolty clearing out the way of the wave here. So he might just look for another Stone to Mystiques, unable to find it. The plates will be falling off in 15 seconds, so it looks like neither team's going to be picking up any more additional gold from these plates. And as this phase of the game starts to die down, we see MNM are going to be the ones who walk away with that advantage, but only 700 gold at this point. Not quite as big as they had last time, but lots of locked gold, lots of gold they should be able to take nice and easy, as bot lane and mid lane all very, very low, and Monk doing some significant damage to Inax.
He's just bullying them both. And that's the thing with the Braum, there's limited amount you can do unless you go for that ult. It's pretty hard to hit with how slow it is, so Monk just confident to go 1v2. And crucially, if you look where Shogun's positioning, he is in the perfect position for Lantern away, and we'll see it happen.
Lantern onto Monk, Glacial Fissure comes out, and he is so safe.
Yep, and now you burn that ult from Mystique's. Even less pressure onto this Tristana, who didn't even use a rocket jump there.
Nope.
You can see the wards came out to try and stop the Lantern, but Monk's not phased at all.
Playing so confident on this Tristana. Monk feeling great right now, as you can see Chibs and Nolty in that bot lane. Mumus is this weak spot though for MNM. If XL want to find themselves a point they can punish.
And crucially, it's no longer the safe Aatrox pick we saw before, where you pop your ult and you're hard to dive. You have to get a takedown for that revive to come in. And so far, I don't think we've seen that happen at all on any of their Aatroxes.
Well, that turret will go down here, as now Chibs continues to siege onto Sendo in this lane. And Sendo just respecting what Chibs is capable of in this Akali. The tower will go down. And MNM now starting to crack open these turrets, starting to extend this gold lead. As we saw, Monk had bought a static shift before the Infinity Edge in this game, as he didn't have quite the gold lead he had last time. Couldn't flat out buy that Infinity Edge, but
I mean, the thing
should
is
be
as well,
close to it now.
This is the better build for if you're just trying to kill towers and shove. I do think that, yeah, if you had the gold, he would have gotten the IE, no doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
But having this raw AD from the BF and the pickaxe, and then the attack speed and the shoving power of the Shiv, it makes your objective control and your ability to shove and take towers really great.
All right, well, he picks up the pickaxe and another dagger for Monk here on this base. But question for me is, are MNM going to look to try and put some resources into the top lane, try and take down this last outer turret, unlock the map a little bit more for them, as the next Drake, like we said, is going to be a Cloud Drake, so not so high priority, so MNM can afford to use some of their attention towards that side of the map.
I think you're happy just to keep taking dragons, though. I think they're confident Mumus can just hold out top lane, so I feel like they're just going to keep Monk mid at the center of the map. He's 1,600 gold up on Inax, and sure that lead is rivaled in the top lane, but the Kennen just isn't going to make as much impact until he finds those great flanks. For now, there's a limited amount he can do. You have to be aware there are wards behind him. Monk takes a lantern.
He's fine. He's so confident, but in comes Sendo. The flash is available. Jumps away. That's going to be the redemption onto Monk. Heals up, and he's fine.
It was a bit dicey, but yeah, he does get out of that one.
There it is, dicey.
But be careful of that Sejuani ult coming in.
Well, you got to be careful of that. As they jump on, they throw him down, and that is the end of Monk. Chibs launches in, slicing Maelstrom, locks him down as well with a flawless duet. A perfect execution away to safety, and MNM losing members. The Shogun finds the hook. They turn it around. 1 for 1.
Once again, Monk gets shut down on low HP, does feel more confident than he should, but in the end, MNM managed to trade a return kill. Is shut down gold onto Monk, though, so I have to say this favors XL overall.
Hook by Shogun, flays him back, Exile. Has to jump away, the Igniter's gone down. He lost so much HP, and Shogun throws out another hook. Doesn't make this one connect.
Good effort, though. Shogun really coming alive in this game with the Thresh, and we were shocked in Champ Select when he picked it against Mystique, you know, picking the signature Thresh players champion against him, but he's delivered so far.
I mean, Shogun's delivered all series so far. Like, he's played very well with Monk. You know, it's very easy when you're watching League to kind of see a player like Monk popping off, see a player like Nolty being really proactive on the map and be like, man, these guys are so good.
At the end of the day, all Monk does is right-click, you know?
Yeah. Shogun has a lot more to think about,
Shogun
you know.
is the real hero.
Look at that ward score. He's got higher ward score than anyone in the game. Actually, what the hell? Mystique's a 17 ward score?
It's over double. And I mean, ward score isn't always the telling thing.
It's deceptive. It's very deceptive.
Yeah, but... And I guess when you're in control, you're in so much more of a free position to place wards down. And clear wards, because remember, clearing wards does give...
Yeah, there's a lot of things that pad ward score. Because I also believe, like, time wards are down also affects it. So it's actually... It's more just like a personal measure to see how good your ward score is than something you would use to kind of effectively judge a player's warding.
Yeah.
Because also, It's where they're placing the wards. It's the objective control they use for the wards.
You know when you're in a game and you feel like the game is lost or like the enemy team is pushing end, what you should always do is buy a sight stone and just spam wards on the fountain.
No.
That's what I do to get my wards placed up. Like when the other team are ending and you know you can't defend, I just like, oh, okay, my ward score is going to be 300 this game.
Oh. I'm fairly certain it doesn't work like that. It's not wards placed.
Well, it used to be when
it's the time they're up for, I believe.
Before ward score was all about, before it's calculated properly, it used to be just people looked online for wards placed, and we'll actually see a play.
Exile dodges away. They're getting the damage on. The Buster shot back as Monk's trying to get that damage out. A hook comes in. Monk flashes away. Shogun's going to flash away. It's a 1-for-1 trade here as MNM. Oh, on the hunt. So Inax is low. Then goes the Glacial Fissure. Monk launches away. In comes Chips with the slow and attacks her. Look out for Monk though. The Winter's Wrath on attacks her, hunting for the kill. But Monk cleans him up, and Exile get wiped from the game by MNM as Sendo forced away by Mumus with the World Ender. A knock-up connects. He lands all parts of the queue. World Ender times out, and it's 4-for-1 in favor of MNM.
And I think that's going to be an easy call as ever. Goes straight onto that Baron. Sendo, he wants to see if he can find something, but other than poke, not much you can do, buddy.
He jumps over that wall, gets himself the hair loss. Slicing Maelstrom's not available. 5k HP onto this objective. MNM is about to get perfect execution. He lands the shuriken flip. He's waiting for the timing. Jumps in, gets stunned forward. Perfect execution there as Sendo flashes away to safety and Chips cleans him up. Oh, Exile flashes the lantern!
Oh, you hate to see it if you're an XL fan.
I don't hate to see that.
But MNM come out clean. They get the Baron. They get away. They only lost one member. They're getting away with murder here.
That was a turbo fitty of a lantern, my dude. Speaking of turbo fitties, you know who Alan Partridge is, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Our turbo fitty didn't know who he was.
Wow.
Yeah.
We should ship him off away from
I'm
the
hoping
UK.
he's watching and he's really red. He hates... Chronicler hates getting compliments.
Yeah,
he should get Instagram. He hasn't got Instagram. They do great.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he doesn't have Instagram. He doesn't want the compliments.
He's too scared of it.
It just I'm surprised he just didn't, when you called him a turbo fit, he didn't just go like, thanks, you too.
It's one of those things where you're in a shop and they're like, enjoy your meal, or a restaurant, they're like, enjoy your meal, and you're like, you too. I hate it. I hate that. That's the worst.
And then you just go, you know what? You put your money down to pay for it, you just walk out. I can't. You can't.
I did it, and they just said, thanks. Monk jumps away, takes the lantern.
They're trying, but they are not finding success.
This is tilt-inducing play.
Monk just so confident. He walks up, he has the lantern, he has the rocket jump, and that's enough. And
I mean, it's a shame it's not feeling, because they're the ones who are united. They're the untiltable ones.
Yeah. XL are not looking untiltable at this point. They are struggling.
They're getting smashed as the hook goes a little bit wide. Taxa no ulti. The box gets thrown out by Shogun. Monk just farming away, pushing these waves up, and MNM using this Baron effectively. 1-3-1. That's how they're choosing to siege into XL for the moment.
So actually moving towards the bot side. Chips is in trouble here. The redemption comes in.
Gets the redemption off, gets the lantern way to safety, and the shuriken flip. Inax jumps in as Chips actually jumps underneath the wall. Chips is alive. Monk finds a double kill. Now Inax is trying to see if he can get something onto Nolte, who's tanking up this tower, but that will be the end of the tier 3. Monk is able to crack the base of the rest of the team. How did Chips live?
So he jumped away. So the redemption healed him. He jumped away to the top side.
Oh, Monk! This is a little aggressive.
Not like that. So he jumped away to the top side, and then Inax used his ult to dash over to him, and he just dashed in the opposite direction with the perfect execution. And now, Mumus could be in trouble as well here.
I don't know who's in trouble, if it's Exile or Mumus. He's got that World Ender, should be able to get the revive nice and soon. Exile will go down as Mumus finds it. 1v2, Mystiques may just be next up on the menu. Still got that World Ender to work with, but look for Sendo. Closing in on that slicing Maelstrom, not quite available yet, as this inhibitor will be cracked here by MNM, but Taxa throws the ultimate down. The shutdown comes through onto Nolte. Now Chips inside the shroud steps away. 2 inhibs down into XL's base, and MNM decide to step away. The Mountain Drake is up. Monk is back alive. They're going to reset, spend their gold, and see what they can get from there.
Yeah, I think maybe a bit overzealous at times, but they found a lot with that push. Couple of shutdowns given over, but MNM still very much control, almost 10,000 gold ahead. I think that's the scary thing, is that when Monk dies, they still have enough power to keep XL on the back foot. That's the scary thing, is that Chibs and Mummers are also so strong in this game. It's just concerning, just throughout. XL don't really look like they have that many ways back into this game. The shutdown on Monk was nice, but right now they have to defend their inhibitors with lights. And actually, they're looking for a cheese play here. They want to catch someone off the distance, but this guy, his Bloom's just going to catch them out. And next, he's just walking by himself. Felt like Chibs maybe could have got... If that was Monk in that bush, he would have jumped in.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. And right now, XL potentially looking for the play. Sender's on the flank, but the Lantern pretty quickly removes that possibility.
The Shogun's playing very well to make sure his over-aggressive AD carry is not getting caught.
So last game, we're like, fair enough, he doesn't want the QSS because he has Black Shield and the Mikhails. This game, still doesn't want the QSS, despite the fact there's a lot of CC coming out.
Oh, well, not going to matter if it doesn't land onto him. They hit Mumus, who uses that World Ender. The box is down. Tax is low HP. Chips launches into 3 members. All 5 of them there. The slicing Maelstrom as Chips flashes away with the perfect execution. Exile will go down, and Monk is finding resets. He gets a double kill. Not going to find the triple kill as it's taken away. Inax runs onto the base as they take him down. They are looking for the inhibitors as Monk mops up absolutely everyone. 3rd inhibitor goes down, and now they're onto the turrets. Now they're onto the base. XL get absolutely slapped about by MNM in a 2-0.
Yeah, and the cleanest series we've probably seen in all of Forza Champions. MNM just murder XL in what a lot of people might have considered an upset, but honestly, with their current form, MNM look really solid, and XL, what happened?
MNM looks so good, and that now puts them through into the finals versus Diabolus. And obviously the winner of that goes into the grand finals, taking on Fnatic Rising. But holy hell, what a series by MNM. I mean, it wasn't even really a series. They just walked in and took the Nexus.
Yeah, they just absolutely destroyed them. And it felt like XL, game 1, there were some questions about the draft, but really it was execution that also fell flat. But game 2, I felt like coming into it, they had a draft that would have worked for them. And they just botched it. They just really did not find the momentum. They lost that play on the top side, and then they go for the play bot, and they fail that as well. It just felt like it was a team who were lost.
Now, I've not been told who our MVP is yet, but
I wonder.
Who do you think got it?
You know, maybe Inax on the other team. Maybe it's a surprise one. We gave it to him. Probably not. I think Monk is the likely one. But to be honest, I think all of MNM really played well and stepped up. I think, yes, Monk was in the carry role, and we always say Monk will carry, but I think every player played their role and did a lot for the team.
Well, a 2-0 for MNM coming out of that series. So, looking very good. Now, they do have to take on the likes of Diabolus. So, let's have a little look and a recap onto the first series of the day as well. But went all the way to 3 games. How do we feel these teams are going to match up in tomorrow's games?
You know, I feel like you can't just easily take the 1-3-1 composition against MNM anymore, because MNM aren't playing we're going to have a hyper carry and just play around him. They have really strong solo laners, so I think these teams are pretty evenly matched head-to-head. My only concern is that Yusa and Hado didn't look too great today, whereas Monk and Shogun just looked on fire. That is my concern in that matchup, but outside of that, I think the one I'm going to love to watch is the top lane and mid lane matchup, because I think Chibs and Krogson and Kerberos and Mummers is going to be such a good matchup.
I mean, you've got Chibs, rookie of the split coming out of UKLC.
Just solo
versus Krogson.
Just solo killed an LEC player. You know?
I mean,
when he was 2 kills down.
He looked so good. But it's Akali. It's a comfort pick. That's the thing.
It's Akali. It's broken.
If you're Diabolus coming to this series, you need to look at comfort for MNM, because they keep getting comfort in all of their games so far. And when they get their comfort, they perform such a high level. I mean, they're playing very well in the current style of the meta as well, which just suits Eminem's style as well. Aggressive, fast-paced play.
Ban all the AD carries from Monk.
The other MVP. It's not Monk. It's Shogun.
Which I like to see. They give some praise to the man who made it all happen. The duo laner with Monk, who outshined Mystique today, by all means, which is a pretty big praise considering the way Mystique was playing earlier in the UKLC. So credit to him, he really popped off.
You know, I actually agree with this. Monk, like I was saying in that game, you can have flashy plays coming out of a player from Monk, but a player like Shogun was enabling him so hard. On that Morgana, it's less flashy, but he was still doing his job to make sure Monk didn't go down. You then look at the Fresh, where he got his opportunity to be flashy, landing multiple important hooks. And Lanterns were just so key in that series.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think credit to him. I think, and that's the thing is that with MNM, I don't think there's any member on their team who I thought, wow, they're not playing well, they're getting carried. Everyone had a great performance. Even Mummis in that last game, where he was in such an unfortunate matchup, he came back so hard.
Well, it's going to be the Warband versus the Faceless in tomorrow's finals. Guys, make sure you do head over to the Twitter. Let us know what your house is and who you're going to be cheering on coming into tomorrow's games. Over on our Twitter at LVPUK, use that hashtag Forge of Champions to get in touch with us about all of the games. And if you missed them, what the hell are you doing? Head over to the YouTube channel, LVPUK. Make sure you watch back on all of the previous VODs coming up to now. And obviously, today's games will be up there a little bit later. That series was great.
That was hype.
There
were so many hype plays. I loved it.
So good. It was so fun to watch. I'm just excited to see what's coming up tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I love this meta as well. There's so many great picks. Like the Akali, I know everyone's like, it's broken, I hate it, but you can see some real flashy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Chibs, if you look at his play versus Diabolus as well, in the playoff part of UKLC, forgot my names there. Looks so good. He was on that Akali again. You know, there's also the Aurelia you got to worry about. There's so much for Diabolus have to worry about. But I mean, I don't feel it's going to be quite as clean sailing for MNM coming into the finals. I mean, Diabolus are also looking fairly good. So, I mean, I have a little, I don't know what was said there. Let's have a little look at our trophy, Forge of Champions trophy, hopefully. There it is. Go for the slow zoom out. This is what they're playing for, baby. It looks real good.
Yeah. Looks nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't complain if I got it myself. I think we could take them, though.
I mean, we could just take it on the way out.
No, I think we could beat them. I think me and you could take 2v5.
I mean, maybe you as an ex-pro, maybe not me, but let's have a little look at the bracket and see where everything is facing out here. So, like we said, 2-0 for MNM. I mean, look at that bottom side of the bracket. 2-0s across the board. Diabolus, definitely a little bit more of a shaky game. I mean, they lost a game to Darkspawn. They dropped a game to PHELAN. MNM haven't dropped a single game in Forge of Champions so far. They will be going up toe-to-toe in a best-of-3 tomorrow. And then the winner of that game goes on to take the Tower Champions on in the grand final. Fnatic Rising in a best-of-3. And you got to remember, Fnatic Rising coming off 4th place in the European Masters.
Yeah, so they are a team to beat. Really great performance at EU Masters. Best performance UK's had ever. So credit to them. And I think both MNM and Diabolus are looking solid and want to put a challenge to that.
I'm so excited for that game because there's going to be so much coming up. But that is going to do us here for our day at Forge of Champions. But tomorrow, we'll be back with even more League of Legends action as MNM will be taking on Diabolus. And the winner of that series will be going up versus Fnatic. You don't want to miss it. So until then, we'll see you later.
It's impossible, I can't seem to let you go. I try to reach you. It's so difficult, I can't seem to let you know. I'm sorry, baby, gonna have to let you down. I can't seem to let you go. I try to reach you. It's so difficult, I can't seem to let you know. Gonna have to let you down. I'm sorry.